Welcome to What's a Mom podcast. You are listening to Doulas Petra
and Jacqueline.
Motherhood can be isolating and hard.
We are two doulas who want to provide a safe place to talk about all things mom,
From pregnancy
to birth,
to postpartum.
to parenting.
Join us as we have real conversations about real life.
Hey guys, welcome to our podcast. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, thanks for joining us. Today we're talking all about pregnancy fatigue.
Woohoo! That's a good topic.
Yes, and I am in the midst of that right now.
Oh my gosh. I can't imagine, being big pregnant with 4 kids.
Yeah,
It's a lot.
I couldn't imagine it until now either, so.
Oh man.
Fatigue in pregnancy is something that I think probably every woman experiences.
Absolutely. Different levels of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And you'll have it in your first trimester. And then you'll usually get a break in your second, but not always. Some women are just all the time. And then you'll usually have it again in your third trimester. And the first and third are kind of different reasons.
Yeah. Absolutely. It's hard to remember, like with Ben, my first, I was exhausted and I was also sick. So that was not fun. And like I would say, like for the first trimester, like it's, you're tired. Your body's doing the most work, I would feel. Like, everything's forming, your placenta's forming, all those things.
Yeah.
So it takes a lot of energy for a body to create that stuff. And then I feel like when you get to the third trimester, it's just like you're really big, you're tired, even just because of that, right? It's hard to move and all the things. So it's rough. And then you just have to remember that there's a light at the end of the tunnel and that there's a baby.
Yeah, it is true.
Yeah. And then Sophie, it's so hard to remember, but like, obviously I was still tired. I think it also has to do a lot with your nutrition too, because I was such a bad, person, as far as eating healthy and stuff. Like I told you with Ben, my first little while I drank ice caps and I ate bagels. That's how I survived.
Yeah.
And with Sophie, it wasn't that, it was a little bit better. And then the third time around with Lorelai, it was so different. Like I actually cared, and I think that that has a huge thing to play. Like, I don't think I would have felt as good as I did with Lorelai if I wasn't, really paying attention to my nutrition and taking my Juice Plus every day. Like, honestly, I can honestly say this. I was not really that tired in the first trimester with Lorelai. Like I was sleeping all the time with the other two. And so I think it has a lot to do with nutrition. And for me, it did. Anyways, it was huge. Otherwise, I was exhausted, laying down all the time. And so.
I think we talked a little bit about that in one of our earlier episodes about optimal nutrition in pregnancy. So if you haven't seen that one yet, go back and watch it. It was a really good one.
Yes, absolutely.
A guest for that episode. She was very, very knowledgeable in everything nutrition.
She's a holistic nutritionist consultant. So she went to school for it. She is brilliant. She has lots of tips and tricks. We also talk a little bit about Juice Plus and the nutrition, and that we have studies in pregnancy and all the things. So definitely go check out that episode.
And I think part of the nutrition part is that if you don't have proper nutrition in your diet, you're more likely to have low iron or anemia in your pregnancy.
Which I did with both of them. Yeah. Very, very low iron, but I ate nothing good. So, duh. how didn't I know that? Like,
Well, it's
so
hard because
stupid.
everything changes when you become pregnant, right? Your like almost
yeah.
everything in your body is changing, and your blood, the blood volume increases to be able to keep up with like everything that's happening during pregnancy.
Yeah.
And then you like a bunch of your nutrition is going to the baby, and it's not just for you anymore. So like that's just so much more reason why it's important to be eating
Yeah.
healthy.
Yeah. Absolutely huge.
Yeah.
And it's funny because, like, I never thought of that until I was introduced, more to Juice Plus and stuff. I had no idea. I was like, I don't even think I really ate salad or paid attention to my, like, intake of, like, nutrition. It's crazy. Like, I
Yeah.
don't understand. It makes sense why I was so tired. Like, I'm
Yeah.
surprised I could even get out of bed.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I did have low iron, a little, it was kind of low, but not like super low with my second. And then my third, I did have very low iron, and I ended up taking some supplements for it. But I remember the feeling, and it was just like, it's like beyond, like you're not just tired, you're beyond that. You're just exhausted. You cannot keep your eyes open.
Yeah,
And if you
absolutely.
if you feel that way, it's probably wise to talk to your healthcare provider about it and maybe consider getting your blood work checked and just seeing. Because if that is the case, it's important to find a way to bring it up again.
Yeah, especially before baby's born, because then
Yeah.
you can hemorrhage. Most
Yeah.
women, they hemorrhage a little bit, like you bleed, right?
Yeah.
So it just depends on how much blood loss you have. And I
Yeah.
had a lot of blood loss with both of my two kids
Yeah.
when I had really bad nutrition, and it was huge. I was so close to blood transfusions. And then with my third, I had no hemorrhaging at all. It was amazing. And that's literally the only thing I changed. And so I'm so grateful
Mm-hmm.
because, yeah, it can be really scary. I know
Yeah.
you hemorrhage too. And you're a good eater, like way better than I ever was. My gosh.
I try to be for the most part.
Yeah, exactly. And we all are somewhere on that spectrum, right? Some of us are really good at it and others not as great, and that's
Yeah.
okay. But it does really
Yeah.
contribute to helping with your energy levels.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But another thing that a lot of people don't realize is that they might be eating foods that are high in iron, but then if they're taking foods that are high in calcium at the same time, it's going to counteract one another.
It won't absorb, right? Yeah.
It
Wow.
doesn't absorb as well. You'll get some of it, but not near as much as you thought you would.
Wow. I
So
never even thought of that.
yeah, so a lot of times there'll be healthcare providers that will suggest just cutting out even just dairy until birth,
Until
just to
birth.
try to up that iron absorption into the body.
Wow.
You do need a certain amount of it, but like not having too much extra like milk and cheese and yogurt and all of that kind of stuff, or
Hmm.
at least not at the same time that you're
Wow.
iron.
I didn't even know that. That makes sense though.
Yeah. So like things that are higher in iron, um, a lot of vegetables will have iron in them, not super high amounts, but they will have iron. So if you're eating lots of
Yeah.
veggies, lots of other benefits, but then it also has iron.
Yeah.
Obviously, meats will have iron. That's the one you hear
Leafy
about all the
greens do too, right? Is
time. Yep.
that, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
That's what I
leafy
thought.
greens, uh, things like broccoli and cauliflower,
Yeah,
even I think bell peppers even do.
I think so.
All you have to do is search online foods high in iron, and you'll find lists of foods that are. Um,
Absolutely.
the most common one that you hear about is meat.
Red
So,
meat,
yeah. So like the steaks and the beef and
ground
stuff like
beef.
that.
Yeah.
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 really, really high iron content, if you're trying not to have supplements and you just want food, would be organ meats, actually.
I have
So,
heard that. They're
so
not the
if you're,
tastiest.
they're not, but they are higher in iron.
Yeah,
So
I've heard that.
things like the liver and the spleen,
Ugh.
hearts, you can find ways to cook them. If you don't want to cook them, you can also buy them in capsule form where it's been dehydrated and put in capsules.
Wow.
Yeah, this pregnancy, I did that. I didn't want
Really?
to take any chances, so I actually bought beef spleen capsules.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
Beef spleen.
yeah, and
Yummy.
I think it helped. Um,
That's awesome.
and then obviously your like beans and legumes.
Yeah.
So, chickpeas and lentils and all different types of beans. Like those are all going to have iron in them as well.
And a lot of iron, actually.
Yeah,
There's a lot.
they're pretty high in iron as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
So no matter what type of diet you generally have, you can pretty much always find enough foods that will have iron in them to give you. Find
Absolutely.
ways to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then if you did have low iron when you got blood work done, your healthcare provider would talk to you about supplements. But
Yeah.
one thing I did learn about that is that you have to be careful on which type of supplement you take for iron because it can also cause constipation.
So liquid is always going to be your best friend. Do not
Yeah.
take a pill form.
Yes, that's what I think too.
Liquid iron is so good. There's something called Floradix. It's very good.
Yep.
And it's absorbed and yeah, way better. And it's not going to constipate you.
Yeah. Because that's the last thing you need when you're already pregnant and dealing with everything else.
Especially when you probably have hemorrhoids from the baby hanging so low. I did. It's not fun.
No, that would not be fun.
It was not fun at all. I remember sitting down and it hurt so bad I couldn't even sit. I had to sit on a pillow.
Oh man.
With Lorelai, it was like that. It was awful.
Yeah. Oh man. I never experienced that, but I know a lot of women do.
Yeah. I didn't really with not Ben, but Sophie I did. And then she just came back out. It was good times.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. A high diet in iron-rich foods is really good.
Yeah.
It'll help you out.
And even if you're not suffering from low iron, like just being tired in general is just normal. Because in the first trimester, your body is creating the baby, but also creating the placenta at the same time.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It totally does.
Amazing.
It takes a lot of energy to do that.
Yeah. So I think
you're growing an organ.
Yeah, literally. Exactly.
It's insane.
I think I read somewhere that it's at that point in pregnancy in the beginning, when your body's doing that it's as if you just did a half-hour workout, but like constantly.
Wow.
You're just always like, oh, I'm so tired. And so if it's a possibility, it is smart to try to rest because your body obviously needs the rest. If you're feeling tired, you need it. I know it's not always possible, but try your best.
As moms, absolutely not, but it is important to do that because that will just, affect everything, right? So
Exactly. And then we get to the second trimester. Some women are still tired.
Some are.
But that's usually if you have low iron or if you have other children.
Yeah.
But a lot of women, they claim that they get a break during the second trimester. And it's like things seem to get a little bit better. And then your third trimester comes.
And it hits you like a ton of bricks.
You get tired again.
Especially when you have 4 kids.
Yeah. Especially. So now at the third trimester, even if you don't have low iron, you already are just exhausted because the baby is getting really big. your body is just huge. You're having a hard time getting up and down off a couch and a chair and a bed. Picking something up. It's like at this point in your third trimester, you drop something, you have to contemplate, like, is it really worth bending over to even grab that right now?
Is it worth a lightning crotch?
Yeah, because that can happen.
It's not fun. Then you're
Yeah.
like, oh,
Yeah,
and then you really can't move.
exactly.
Oh
And then
my gosh.
usually you have the baby kicking now at this point, or you should, because I think by 28 weeks is when they say to start kick counts. So now you may be woken up at nighttime when you're trying to sleep by a really active baby who doesn't have
I
the same
had that.
schedule as you.
3 a.m. was little Benny's time.
Yeah.
It was exhausting. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was funny because his wake time, even when he was born, he would get up at 3 o'clock in the morning too. Yeah.
They say it's similar in the womb as to what it is as a brand new newborn.
It was crazy. It totally was with Ben.
Yeah.
It was so funny. Yeah.
And then sometimes you might have other aches and pains. Like some people have really bad pelvic pain or hip pain, or maybe you're getting what do they call them? The Charlie horses, like the cramping in your legs.
Oh, I had those lots.
That if you are experiencing that, try taking magnesium.
Yes.
They say that can help. Those are not
and
fun.
stretching.
Yeah.
Moving.
Definitely.
Trying to be active, walking every day.
Yeah.
Lots of things like that too.
Mm-hmm.
Movement.
Yeah, exactly.
Drinking lots of water too, because that's what also can happen. And you can also get lots of contractions too if you're not super hydrated.
That is true, yes.
So hydration is key.
Important for many, many reasons.
So many reasons. Regularity, all kinds of things.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, it'll help with energy too when you drink lots of water.
Yeah. So I am 35 weeks pregnant at the time of this recording.
That's crazy.
It is. It's very
I can't believe that. Like, it's so weird.
I know. We're just announcing it on here, I feel like.
I feel like I know. It's insane.
So my struggle right now is that I am tired because of waking up at nighttime. I have a very, very active baby. And also I've had some hip pains. Sometimes I wake up from that and I have to change positions and massage myself. So that's not fun. And then, of course, like you said, I have 4 other children I'm taking care of.
And they're all super young.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a lot.
Yeah, it is. I mean, having them close in age is nice because they can play together and they can do lots of stuff. Like it's like built-in best friends in that way. But it is really, really hard.
Absolutely. Yep. Even
pros
Ben
and cons.
pardon. Yeah, exactly. And Ben and Sophie, like they're 21 months apart. So like that was close. But then having Lorelai like 6 years later, like was a dream because honestly, it wasn't as bad, you know? It's harder when they're really young, but yeah.
Yeah.
You have some tiny ones.
Yeah. But we'll make it through.
Yep, you will. Your last 5 weeks, insane.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see when baby comes, but I'm definitely tired. I had some nesting for a while. And then my body was like, okay, I'm done. I'm tired. So now I've just been really tired, napping every day pretty much.
Yeah.
Trying to. So as soon as the toddler goes down for her nap, I'm like, okay, mommy's having a nap too.
Yeah, you're like, I need to sleep.
The older kids get a lot more TV time than usual right now, just because that's the season we're in.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're not screaming and fighting, waking me up.
Yeah, it's a lot. We mamas are strong. We can do it, but it doesn't mean that it's not hard.
Yeah. And then I'm hoping that I'll start nesting again soon.
Yeah,
not
to
have the
get
energy
things
for everything.
ready. Yeah.
And if you haven't, we just recently did an episode, a couple episodes ago, I think, about nesting
Yeah, we did.
and pregnancy. So make sure you check that out if you haven't yet. It's a good one too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Getting close, my friend.
Yeah.
So crazy.
And one thing that I do know I've learned is that it's just a season. If it may feel like a long time when you're in the midst of it, like, oh, this is going on forever, especially at the end of your pregnancy. Like, I just wish the baby would be here. Like, I'm so done. And those are common
Yeah.
things women will say. But it does actually go by quickly, even considering.
Yeah.
And it's just a season. So if things don't get done around the house, they don't get done around the house. You'll survive.
Yeah.
If you need to ask for help, then ask for help. You need to
Yeah.
hire a house cleaner. Hire a house cleaner. If you need to use disposable dishes just to save on washing, then just do that. Whatever it takes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I've even resorted to just napping on the couch so that I'm with the kids, but resting.
Yeah.
So I'm not like
Absolutely.
fully sleeping. It's kind of on and off. But I mean, that's better than me being up and having to do stuff, right?
Yeah. Absolutely. You have to rest when you need it.
Mm-hmm.
You need to rest before it gets crazy.
Then you have a whole different level of fatigue when you have the newborn.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
still going to be tiring, but in a different way. At least you have the baby there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Good times being pregnant.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're getting close.
Yeah.
Very, very close.
That's why we thought this would be a good topic to talk about today.
Mm-hmm.
So I was
Because you are in it.
I was literally just saying, I am so tired.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's not easy, but you got it. You'll be all right.
Yeah.
The baby will be in your arms before you know it.
Yes, exactly.
Like seriously, anytime after 2 weeks, which is just like,
Yeah.
what?
I mean, if it's the same pattern as my other babies, it'll be longer, but we'll see.
But who knows? Yeah, right. As
Babies
long as
have a mind of their own.
Yep, and as long as you're 37, you can have a home birth, so that's good.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Well, that was a good topic. I feel like I learned some more. Definitely about the thing with the other things counteracting each other. I didn't even know that. So
Oh yeah.
thanks for that tip.
I learned that from my midwife.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's what she told me.
That's cool.
It is important.
Knowledge is power.
Mm-hmm. Because if you were, say you're just adding all this like high iron type stuff into like smoothies or I don't know, whatever, and then you're adding yogurt and milk every single time,
You're not going to observe it.
Yeah, you're not going to absorb the amount that you think you're supposed to be.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's a very important thing to know.
Yeah. Something else that I had learned about this pregnancy is, I think it's chlorophyll. Has high iron as well.
Oh.
And so you can take chlorophyll in liquid form, which absorbs better, always liquid, or a pill form. And it's basically, it's like a type of an algae that's really beneficial for the body, and it has iron.
Really? Cool.
And you can get nutritional yeast that has iron in it, and B vitamins.
And B vitamins, which are really important too.
Yeah. Yeah. So like there's lots of different options out there. Eating seaweed.
Yeah.
You can buy like dried seaweed snacks like at most grocery stores nowadays.
Yeah.
That will have iron in it as well. There's lots and lots of options out there.
Oh, yeah. Doesn't matter what kind of diet you have. There's always options.
Yeah, exactly.
Yup. Well, that was lots of great information. Please definitely subscribe and share.
Yes.
We do these because we want to just encourage moms and just share our journeys as moms.
Exactly. It's always nice to listen to other people talk about things, to learn from them. Because we do the same thing. We listen to other people as well.
Absolutely. Well,
until next time.
what
What the mom?